Hello and welcome to an LSPS tutorial on user management. In this tutorial we will take a look at the modeled roles. First, let's take a look at the concept of users and persons in LSPS. In LSPS, users are basically defined as persons. Persons define their credentials, of course, however they also define their roles. These include, on the one hand, the security roles, which restrict their access to the application features. Apart from that, they define model roles. Model roles are roles defined by an organization model, which is created as part of a model and represents the organization structure in which the model is executed. So it is model-centric. Therefore, it does not have to necessarily resemble the real company structure. The structure allows then to distribute the work, the pieces of work, precisely. So you can assign a particular to-do to a particular performer type, so that the to-do is then assigned to the users that meet some criteria. So let's demonstrate it and create our own organization structure. So first I need my project. Let's call it organization model. We don't need these libraries, so let's remove them. We can straight away create our non-executable module with the organization model. Now we need to create an organization definition in the module. So let's right click the module, go to new, go to organization definition, and let's finish. Now on the canvas we will create a role unit which will be called IT, and it will have the role analyst and the role programmer. And let's create another department, finance, with only one role, and that will be controller. Now we are ready to upload the organization model, so let's do that. And let's go to management. You should see our module uploaded already. Here we have the persons view. If it's not displayed, go to management views and click persons, but I have it already displayed. There are 3 persons available by default, however we want to create our own person. So let's create a person analyst. We have to assign it some security roles so that the user can submit our to-do. We make it process executor, which basically allows this. And we will add to the person the role analyst. Yeah, right, this one. Okay. Let's save the person. Let's create another person. Let's create a programmer. Again, let's give it the process executor security role, and let's give it the programmer model role from our module. And let's create the controller. And again, let's give it the process executor security role, and let's give it the controller model role. Let's save. So now we have these persons ready and we can use them in our execution. We go back to modeling. Now let's create a process that will make use of these organization units and assign the respective persons to do. To keep it clean, let's create another module which will be executable. Let's call it analyze. It will need to import our org model so we can access the organization structure from our process. Now let's click finish. And let's create a process. It will be called analyze. Okay. Let's give it a non-start event to start from. And let's give it one human task, one user task. And it will end in a simple end event. If we save, we will see that we need to work more on our task. Let's call it analyze notification. First, let's go to parameters. Let's give it a title. Now we need to define the performers. Since we would like to have multiple to-dos generated for a set of performers for the members of the IT role unit, so we will use an iterator. Let's call it I, which will be of type performer. Now we need to create it. We will create it as a local variable. And it will be of type performer. It will have no initial value. Now let's get back to our task. And we also need to define the form that will be displayed. We will call it notification. And we will create it now. So we create a form definition. Let's insert a vertical layout and just output text and the button. The output text we will simply write analyze, and into the button we will submit. And on the button, so we can submit the to-do, we will create an action listener that will perform the submit task for us. Let's save. Let's go back to our process. We have defined our iterator, however, we haven't defined the looping parameters. So on the task, we go to the looping tab. We make it loop. The iterator will be the I of type performer. We want it to be multi-instance so that there are multiple instances created for every iterator entity. And for each, we'll get person that is part of, that belongs to our IT organization unit. Yeah, that's correct. And we want it to be parallel. Now we should be able to run our module, our analyze model, and see that the to-do will be created for all the members of the IT role unit. However, the controller should not have any to do. So let's just check that we can access the accounts. So let's go to the process application. We go to controller, login as controller. We see there are no to-dos, there are no documents. And let's still log in. Oh, okay. Let's log in as the analyst. So as to confirm that there are no to-dos, and again we see that there are no to-dos. And now we run the module. We can check that it's running, and we can even check that there are actually two to-dos that were instantiated as part of the model instance. So now if we go to the to-do list, we have analyze notification to do, and we are logged in as the analyst. So if we go to analyze, we click submit. Now we have no to-dos here anymore. Let's log out. Let's log in as programmer. And we see we have our own instance of the to-do, which we have to submit. And if we log in as the controller, we see that we have no analyze notification to do. This was a simple tutorial on user management in LSPS. In the next tutorial, we will be dealing with parametric roles. Thank you for watching.